All right, what is going on YouTube? Welcome back to another video. My name is Nolan. We're talking NBA. Please remember to like and subscribe, get in the comments, let me know what you guys think. We really appreciate that, positive and negative. We welcome all the feedback, so thank you guys so much. Let's talk big NBA news. The biggest story over the weekend, of course, Trae Young got traded from the Atlanta Hawks. He's now going to the Wizards in DC, one of the worst teams, the Wizard. But Trae Young seemed to be pretty excited about it. I think he thinks he can rejuvenate his career, get a lot of shots in DC with the Wizards, and, anything is kind of gravy for the Wizards. If you can give them a few more wins, that's good because they've been bad for a while. So I don't know. I think I have a lot to say about this trade, and there's kind of three big things that I'd like to get into. Starting with number one, it seems like the Hawks lost quite a bit of value for Trae Young. If they would have just traded him last year, I think they would have gotten a lot more than what they did. So let's go over the trade real quick. Trae Young goes to DC, like we mentioned, and from DC going to Atlanta, CJ McCollum and Corey Kispert, who's kind of having a down year, but two solid players. I think definitely it feels like if they would have traded Trae Young last year, they would have got more than that. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think the staff, the operation in Atlanta just has more of a leash because they hit on some really good young players. They signed some good free agents. They have, a lot of good contracts, and people feel like they're doing well in the front office. They're making some good moves, getting some young talent, long, athletic, and it was just time to let Trae Young go. But it seems like they missed out on some value by not trading him last year or sooner if they thought they were going to move off him. So I don't know. End of an era, Trae Young leaving the Hawks. Did they miss out on some value? Maybe. But overall, I think you can kind of see how both teams like this move. I think for me, the second big takeaway is that I hate tanking in the NBA. It is the worst thing. And now everyone is talking about how it's so obvious that the Wizards are tanking. They're trying to lose. They want to keep their draft pick. I think if it's top 8, they keep their pick. They want to be in the top 8. They're going to lose and try and get the best odds they can for a top pick. People are talking about the draft being loaded, but it's just like, I don't know. I could never be a GM in the league because I would always want to win. Like, people make fun of Mike Tomlin or the Chicago Bulls, because they're these franchises that are always in the middle. They just try to keep winning, and I actually like that. I respect it more. I know the model is to be like the Thunder and tear everything down and get a bunch of draft picks and then, hope you hit on some young guys and it all just comes together. But I don't know. I think there's got to be something to be said to just winning and letting your franchise win, and it makes everything around you better. It makes people want to be there. It makes you more exciting, obviously, for the fans. Like, I just can't imagine being a GM and going to the owner and saying, hey, we're trying to lose. We want to get Trae Young, and we're going to tell him, hey, you can't play that many games. We don't want you to play that many games. We don't want you to win that many games. We want you to get healthy, take your time. You're coming off lots of injuries. We're going to get you healthy. We're going to get you in the weight room and with our staff and all that. But really what they're saying is we need this top pick. We want this top pick so bad. This is going to help us. And I don't know. I just could not do it because I would be trying to win. And if you look at it, it's like, okay, let's say they get the number 4, the number 5 pick next year. Is that really going to change anything? I think everyone in the Eastern Conference is still going to be going to Washington next year saying, we can't lose this game. We've got to blow these guys out. They're not good enough. Even if you hit on that fourth, fifth, third overall pick, whatever it is. I don't know. Maybe you get lucky and get the first pick and it completely changes your draft and you get Boozer or whoever it is from Duke. I think he's supposed to be the top pick. I mean, I don't know. It just is so annoying, the tanking and like teams that are trying to lose. And everyone talks about the Jazz. They want to keep their pick. And now the Wizards are going to want to keep their pick. So they're going to lose. And I don't know. I don't really like it. They might steal a couple wins. So, with that being said, if I was the GM and I wanted to win with the Washington Wizards, not lose, what I would try to do is get a center. I know it sounds insane. Everyone, please make fun of me in the comments. Why would you get a center? You got Alex Sarr as their center, 7'1" kid from France, going to be a good player. I think really good prospect right now. Can block shots, run in transition, can make threes. I like him, but I don't see him as a center full time. Kind of like the way OKC unlocked Chet. Everyone was saying, oh, they might have went and overpaid for Hartenstein. But getting a center, a true big-bodied center to play alongside Chet when needed, I think really helped unlock him. And when Hartenstein went to the bench, Chet could now play 5 and give you lots of good minutes at the 5. But if he was getting overpowered or the rebounding was bad, you could bring in Hartenstein. And I think the Wizards should do that with Sarr. I think he could be like Chet. I mean, similar body, 7'1", 7'2", probably 220, long, can block shots. Maybe isn't as quick or agile as Chet. Doesn't probably defend on the perimeter as well, but some of the same traits. So if I was the Wizards GM, I would be, it sounds crazy, going after a center. I think that could really help Sarr. I mean, too many times centers in the league just body Sarr and then dunk on him. Like just back him down, back him down. And I know it doesn't happen that much. Bigs don't really get the ball, but in transition, on offensive rebounds, it just feels like guys try to bully Sarr too much. So if you could get a center that could start alongside Sarr, then you take out the center and Sarr becomes your 5. Now you've got some versatility. You've got, a few different lineup options. If you're getting killed on the boards, bring the center back in crunch time to close a game. Maybe you take the center out. Whoever it is, Sarr's your center. Or, it gives you a little more flexibility with your bigs. I know I'm annoying, and I always say teams should get big, should play 2 bigs, be like the Rockets, get huge lineups. That's what I like to see. I think it's fun to watch. But I really think the Wizards should do that, and that would be a good move for them. Now, who could they get realistically? Obviously, they can't get a top-of-the-line, starting center. But could you get Gafford from Dallas? He's clearly on the block. He's got 3, maybe 4 years left on his deal. He could start alongside Sarr, and at crunch time, you could move Sarr to the 5. It gives you a little more versatility. He could play with Trae Young, obviously lob, dunk, can run in transition too. I don't think he detracts that much. Now, would it cost too much? The Wizards don't have that much anymore. I'd be trying to get rid of Koulibaly. I know he's a great defensive player. Everyone likes wings that can guard. He's got great length. I would be looking to give up Koulibaly, get a Gafford type, get a center. I know you probably shouldn't trade a young guy for a guy who's probably 30 years old in Gafford, but I don't know. I just think a center would really help Sarr kind of develop similar to Chet, help him, make his role not diminish, but defensively a little bit less of he's got to take the biggest, strongest guy every night. So you can't get the best centers, but could you get Gafford? The other one is Richards on the Sun. Nick Richards is obviously the backup there. He's not playing that much for the Suns. Could you get him? Could you, I don't know, somebody down your bench, trade him for Richards? Maybe not. Maybe it's not enough. The Suns will get a better offer for him. But that's another guy that could start, and maybe he only plays 15 minutes, but he gives you a little bit more size. He could play five, Sar could play four. Might not be that great offensively, but now you got Trae Young, who that's all he is an offensive player. He doesn't bring you that much on defense. That's why everyone's down on him. You know, you kind of got to defend in the league now. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Should they go after one of these lower level centers, try to get a center to help Sar? What should the Wizards do? Because, God, they are bad. Every year they're at the bottom. Every year they're going to be picking in the top five, it looks like. And this year they want to be, which is annoying. I hate tanking, but it seems like that's what the Wizards are doing with this Trae Young move. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Thanks.